Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the most fabulous channel on the internet. Today, I've got a little surprise for you. We're taking a virtual stroll through the charming streets and sunny piazzas of Europe. Get those bucket lists ready because we're diving into the top 10 must-visit places in Europe. I've done my homework, consulted the travel brochures, and even chatted with a few well-traveled pigeons to bring you the best of the best. So, fasten your seatbelts, grab a croissant or some tapas, and get ready to be whisked away by the magic of Europe. First up, we're whisked away to the city of lights, the city of love. Oh, all right, it's Paris. And darling, it wouldn't be a trip to Paris without a rendezvous with the Eiffel Tower. Imagine this. A crisp evening, the twinkling lights of the tower reflecting in the Seine, maybe a glass of something bubbly in hand. Pure magic. But Paris is more than just romance. It's a city of art and history. You could spend a lifetime in the Louvre, wandering through centuries of masterpieces, from the Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile to the Venus de Milo. And then there's Montmartre, the artist's district. Cobblestone streets, charming cafes, and oh, the street art. You can practically smell the paint and hear the music drifting from hidden jazz clubs. And don't even get me started on the culinary delights. Freshly baked baguettes, vibrant ratatouille, and delicious tarts. I'm getting hungry just thinking about them. Next, we're off to Rome, a city that's like stepping into a history book, if history books had delicious pasta and even more delicious gelato. First up, the Colosseum, an absolute must-see. Imagine the gladiators, the roar of the crowd. It's enough to make you want to don a toga and shout, "Are you not entertained?" And then there's the Vatican City, a country within a city and home to St. Peter's Basilica. It's magnificent, awe-inspiring. But Rome is also about the small moments. Tossing a coin in the Trevi fountain, enjoying a scoop or three of gelato while strolling through the Piazza Navona. And did I mention the food? Oh, the food. Pizza, pasta, fresh vegetable dishes, and of course, the aforementioned gelato. Rome is a feast for the senses, a captivating blend of ancient history, stunning art, and a vibrant modern culture. It's a city that will steal a piece of your heart and have you dreaming of returning for more. Next stop, we're heading to a city where the architecture is as wild as my Friday nights. Barcelona, oh Barcelona, a city bursting with life, color, and architecture that looks like it was designed by a whimsical dragon with a penchant for mosaics. And speaking of dragons, we can't talk about Barcelona without mentioning the one and only Antoni Gaudi. His masterpiece, the Sagrada Familia, is a sight to behold. It's been under construction for over a century and still isn't finished, but that's part of its charm. Then there's Park Güell, another Gaudi creation, and it's like stepping into a fairy tale. Whimsical mosaics, colorful buildings, and stunning views over the city. But Barcelona is more than just Gaudi. Stroll down Las Ramblas, the city's famous pedestrian street, soak up the sun on Barceloneta Beach, or catch a flamenco show. And of course, no trip to Barcelona is complete without indulging in some tapas. Small plates of deliciousness, perfect for sharing or not, I won't judge. From escalivada to pan con tomate, your taste buds will be doing the flamenco. Barcelona is a city that will ignite your senses and leave you wanting more. It's a wild, wonderful ride, and you'll be left wondering if you dreamt the whole thing. Hold on to your bicycles, darlings, because we're off to Amsterdam. A city built on canals, it's as charming as a postcard and as vibrant as a box of crayons. Now, you can't come to Amsterdam without a leisurely canal cruise, glide past picturesque houses, charming bridges, and maybe even spot a few locals enjoying their morning coffee on their houseboats. Amsterdam is also a city steeped in history, and a visit to the Anne Frank house is a must. It's a sobering reminder of the past, but also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. But don't worry, my dears. Amsterdam isn't all serious history. It's also a city with a playful side. From the vibrant flower market bursting with color to the quirky shops and cafes, there's always something to make you smile. And speaking of smiles, let's not forget about the delicious foods. Fresh, innovative, and absolutely delicious. They're the perfect treat after a day of exploring. Amsterdam is a city that embraces its contradictions. It's historic yet modern, charming yet edgy, and always entertaining. It's a city that will stay with you long after you've said, "Tot ziens." Next stop. Get ready for a visual treat, my loves. because we're off to Santorini. This Greek island is what dreams are made of. Whitewashed houses perched on cliffs overlooking the Aegean Sea, blue domed churches, and sunsets that will make you weep with joy. Now, Santorini is known for its sunsets, and trust me, they don't disappoint. Find a spot overlooking the caldera, maybe with a glass of local wine in hand, and watch as the sky explodes into a riot of colors. Speaking of Instagram, those iconic whitewashed buildings with their blue accents, they're even more stunning in person. Get lost in the labyrinthine streets of Oia, pop into a charming shop or two. But Santorini is not just about the views. Head down to one of the island's many beaches like Red Beach with its dramatic red cliffs, or Parissa Beach with its black volcanic sand. And of course, no trip to Greece is complete without indulging in some delicious Greek food. Fresh Greek salads, dolmadi stuffed with rice and herbs, and spanakopita that will make you want to lick the plate clean. Oppa! Santorini is a feast for the senses, a place to relax, unwind, and fall in love with the simple pleasures in life. It's the kind of place you visit and immediately start planning your return trip. Next stop, Edinburgh. Now, we're off to Scotland, my dears, so be prepared to pack your umbrella. Edinburgh, with its dramatic castle perched atop an extinct volcano, is a city that will steal your heart. Wander down the Royal Mile, a historic street lined with shops, pubs, and surprises. Try on a tartan and explore the local pubs offering delicious food options. No trip to Scotland is complete without savoring some of the finest cuisine. Slainte. Edinburgh is a city that will surprise and delight you at every turn. Get ready to be enchanted, my darlings, because we're off to Prague, a city that looks like it belongs in a fairy tale. With its cobbled streets, medieval architecture, and charming bridges, it's a city that will steal your heart. Our first stop has to be the Old Town Square, the heart of Prague. Take a stroll across the Charles Bridge, one of Prague's most iconic landmarks. Speaking of Prague Castle, it's a must-see for any visitor to Prague. And of course, no trip to Prague would be complete without indulging in some delicious Czech cuisine. Prague is a city that will enchant you with its beauty, charm, and fairy tale atmosphere. Hold on to your waltzing shoes, my dears, because we're off to Vienna, a city of elegance, grandeur, and more than a few pastries. From its stunning palaces to its world-renowned music scene, Vienna is a city that will sweep you off your feet. Our first stop has to be the Schönbrunn Palace, the former summer residence of the Habsburg emperors. Wander through the opulent rooms, stroll through the beautiful gardens, and imagine yourself waltzing in the grand ballroom. No trip to Vienna would be complete without experiencing its rich musical heritage. Catch a performance at the Vienna State Opera, visit the house where Mozart once lived, or simply enjoy a concert in one of the city's many churches. But Vienna is more than just palaces and music. Take a stroll down the elegant Kantnerstrasse, browse the luxury boutiques, and enjoy a coffee and cake at a traditional Viennese cafe. And speaking of cake, Vienna is famous for its pastries. Indulge in a slice of Sachertorte, a decadent chocolate cake, or try an apple strudel, a flaky pastry filled with apples and cinnamon. Vienna is a city that effortlessly blends history, culture, and a touch of imperial grandeur. This city will enchant your senses and leave a waltz in your heart. Now, my dears, I know we've only just scratched the surface of what Europe has to offer. So before we move on to our final destination, let's take a quick detour and visit a few honorable mentions, hidden gems that deserve a spot on your travel bucket list. First up, we have Dubrovnik, Croatia, a stunning walled city on the Adriatic coast. With its terracotta rooftops, marble streets, and breathtaking views, it's no wonder Dubrovnik is often called the Pearl of the Adriatic. Next, we hop over to Lisbon, Portugal, a city perched on 7 hills overlooking the Tagus River. Explore the historic neighborhoods, ride the iconic yellow trams, and indulge in the city's delicious cuisine. And finally, we head east to Budapest, Hungary, a city divided by the Danube River. Visit the Hungarian Parliament building, relax in one of the city's famous thermal baths, and enjoy the vibrant nightlife. These are just a few of the many other incredible destinations waiting to be discovered in Europe. So get out there and explore. And for our final stop, we're off to Venice, a city built on water and steeped in romance. Imagine yourself gliding down a canal in a gondola, the gentle rocking of the water. Explore St. Mark's Square and marvel at St. Mark's Basilica. Stroll across the Rialto Bridge, a hive of activity. Get lost in Venice's labyrinthine streets and canals. Indulge in delicious Italian food, fresh vegetables and gelato. Venice will remain with you, its magic never fading. And there you have it, my dears, our whirlwind tour of Europe. I hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as I have. We've strolled through charming streets, marveled at architectural wonders, and maybe even indulged in some delicious foods. If this little jaunt has ignited your wanderlust and you're already planning your next European escapade, darling, you are my people. Feel free to check out the links in the description for some helpful resources and travel tips. And remember, every like, subscribe and click on that little bell icon helps support the channel and brings us closer to more adventures together. Until next time, my travel buddies.